Hello. So, a question that many of you are asking is how do I make a habit tracker in Google Sheets? So, I'm going to show you here quickly. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to open your Gmail account. You're going to come over here to the 9 little dots and you're going to go to your drive. Once you're in your drive, you're going to come here and press on New. And you're going to come here and press on Google Sheets. And here you have your new Google Sheet. So the first thing you're going to do is come over here and rename it. We're going to call it Habit Tracker for now. Vertical side, you're going to have items that you want to create as your habits. So we're going to make this column much bigger than the rest. And then on the horizontal side over here, you're going to have the days of the month. And just a quick spoiler alert, I will show you how to do this here, but if you think that that's too much work, or if you're looking to just get a habit tracker that is really well designed and that does everything you want it to do, I will have a product for sale at the end of this tutorial. So over here, you're going to put the days of the month. Let's go ahead. We need to add some more columns here. So let's add all the way up to 31. How many we have here? Okay, 33, that's too many. Now that you have all the days of the month, let's go ahead and highlight all of those. And we don't need them to be that big, so we can just drag them and make those smaller. Now, let's come here, and if we want to change the font for the whole spreadsheet, we can just select the whole spreadsheet by clicking over here. And I like Montserrat for my spreadsheets. I think it looks really nice, so I'm going to click over here. And I also like for these columns to be centered, so I'm going to select them from the top, and then I'm going to come over here and center them. And then here are going to be the habits that you want to track each month. So let's say so now that we have some habits made, the next thing you're going to do is let's add check boxes in the habits over here. I'm going to select the places where I want to add check boxes. And let's go over here where it says insert checkbox. Now these look really big and ugly, so we're going to make them smaller. And they also look very dark. So let's go ahead and make them a lighter color. I think this looks way better. Now from here, this is the basic of your habit tracker. Now you can go ahead and make it more fancy if you like. Let's go into the view, and let's say we don't want it to show the grid lines. Let's say this looks much nicer and clean, but let's say that I still want it to show a little bit of the lines. So I'm going to give it lines like this, but this is way too dark. So we're going to come here to where it says border style. I'm going to make sure this is really nice and thin. And then I'm going to select a nice light gray style. Actually have to go through this one more time. I think this looks kind of more clean. Now let's say we want to label this, to separate that into different weeks, just so it looks nicer. And we're easily able to track how much time is left of the month. I'm just going to mess around with this a little bit until it looks a bit more nice. I think this just looks really dark, so I'm going to go ahead and lighten up the colors. I think this looks better. I still think these boxes might be a little bit too big or too dark. Yeah, this looks better. Now I'm going to write the weeks at the top. So I'm going to select the cells and then I'm going to merge those. And I'm going to write here week 1. I'm going to do the same for week 2. And I'm also going to color those in the same colors as the week. And we could make this text a little bit bigger if we want. I think that's better. And this is the basic of how you would do a habit tracker. So then go ahead and you can check the ones that you have done. I think this looks quite nice. And let's say that this is for the month of January. So after you create the first step, what you are going to want to do is you're going to come here and you're going to rename that. What you will do is you're going to right click and you're going to say duplicate, and then this can become your next month, and so and so and so. And then obviously February does not have 31 days. Depending on the year, you'll have either 28 or 29. So then you can just come here and right click and delete these columns that you don't need. So I would suggest keep a month that has 31 days, and then you can just delete the extra days that it doesn't have. Okay. So that's the basic of how you'll make a habit tracker. On my website under shop, I have a really well done habit tracker that has probably taken me seriously 20 hours to design really well. So you can see that this habit tracker, as you go ahead, you can actually grow flowers as you click on these check marks. So let's say that, for example, I didn't do any of these today. The graph shows you it goes down. And then let's say that you did do them, you can see how this changes, right? So how cool is that? And then also at the bottom here, you have your weekly habit garden. So you can put the things here that you like to do on a weekly basis. For example, take trash. I mean, I'm not going to give examples. You know what are the things that you may want to do on a weekly basis. I'm not going to be I'm not going to tell you what they are. And as you check them off, you also get to grow your garden. All right. So here is the product that ready to get off the shelf if that's something that you may prefer, or if you're super happy with the habit tracker that you made. Obviously, you have this. Now you can you can play with this one. You can, let's say I want to add one column over here. Let's center it nicely and we can give it a little border. So let's insert one more row above here, and let's just give it a nice border around here. So if you want to give a border to something that already has borders inside, we are going to select the new type of the border first, and then we're just going to click like that. So this to me looks a lot more cleaner. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I hope this adds some, I hope this is useful. And one last thing I'm just going to cover quickly is, let's say if you want to print this, what you're going to do is you can select the area that you're going to print. Where's print? There's print. So there we go. So one thing that I see that it's missing here is obviously the name of the month. So I'm going to cancel that. Let's add the name of the month. We're going to, okay, let's do like that. And let's just make that into one nice big cell. And we can, okay, let's give it a border around. Okay, so here's where we're going to put the name of the month. And so that's for January. Let's say January 2026. We're going to center this and put it in the middle. And then let's increase the font. So this looks kind of okay. I'm kind of okay with this for now. There you go. So this is the new template. So then if you want to print it, you can come here, go to print, and then here is your habit tracker. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions or comments. And then again, this is a very simple one, but if you want something that's already been that somebody spent a lot of time doing, you're welcome to. I would strongly encourage you to go ahead and grab this fantastic habit tracker. Okay. Thank you so much for watching this video, and have a great day. Bye.